Hello, it's been a while since I made my last tree farm, and this time I made a super fast 2x2 spruce tree farm. So this farm can harvest a full 2x2 spruce tree in 14 game ticks, and the shortest delay between two trees is 18 game ticks. So if the tree grows instantly at the second bone meal attempt, you get a full 2x2 spruce tree in under a second if your game runs at 20 TPS. Yeah, you need a really beefy computer server for that. I also added the further log transport into a Bedrock wizard cage. Yeah, in the Cycraft server we still have a structure and could replace our old 2x2 spruce tree farm with the new one, because we made that back in 1.81 when the Bedrock breaking method with the bed was still in the game. At the moment there are still bedrock breaking methods in the game, yeah, but it's a lot harder to create the structure now. Yeah, you could also use a void wizard cage, or attach a void wizard cage to it. From my experience, they are safe as long as you don't unload the game, but yeah, that's not really optimal if you have to kill the wizards after each use, and get new ones. Maybe if you have a wizard skeleton farm, it's not really a problem, but I haven't been using the void wizard cages in survival, to be honest. Okay, what's else about this farm? Yeah, it returns enough saplings. We break 20 blocks per layer. That's enough to return enough saplings. In the case of the Bedrock wizard cage, you can only use a 24 high tree, because the push limit is 12. So the sapling return rate is a little bit lower, because the leaves don't generate where the logs are, and to deal with that, I used the hopper minecart trick that I used in a jungle tree farm before. With this, I had it too. Oh, that's just an MC8 error I made. I copied the new farm over the old one, so you don't need two of those minecarts in there. Let's get rid of those. Okay, yeah, because sometimes the saplings will land in those where the redstone is pointing to power the blocks, and a lot of those saplings land in the southwest corner, and just by adding 5 minecarts I get enough saplings back. Let's take a little look at the redstone, what makes this farm so fast. So we have detection system that's directly attached to an instant repeater. So when a tree grows, the piston pushes down the redstone block, which causes this piston to retract the slime block and the block attached to it, which instantly powers that line. And it goes another instant repeater, and goes all the way up. So instantly we start pushing out the logs, and also the leaf crossing starts instantly when a tree grows. Let's take a look at the sequence which makes this so fast. I'll be right back. So a tree just grew. I stopped the game, and let's take a look what happens 200 times slower. So at the back the pistons start extracting, the log pushers extend, also the leaf crossers from the side, and that would be the limiting factor to power that second piston. It has to be powered with that block, and that's why I use a zero tick here to send it over after 3 game ticks. Now everything turns invisible, the block got moved here, and the next game tick will be visible again, and this piston is already powered after 3 game ticks, and those will extract now. And because we sent a zero tick pulse, the piston will retract, and to get that block back we have to send another zero tick pulse after 6 game ticks. And let's stop the game again. That's why we need this zero tick pulse generator here that creates a zero tick pulse after exactly 3 game ticks. So by extending a redstone block and powering redstone directly, which powers the zero tick pulse generator, we get a 3 game tick delay. I showed this a while ago on my channel. And this is the other zero tick pulse generator that gets the block back after 6 game ticks. So we could use a 4 game tick delay here and another 2 game tick delay here. That's how this piston gets powered. And after I did my universal tree farm last time, I got a comment saying, super great farm, but now make it compact. And that's why you can't make a fast compact, because you can't use repeaters with zero ticks. So you have to power that piston directly with the redstone here, and you can't use a repeater in there, and you also have to power the piston separately. You can't make it compact in any way. This farm is compact for what it does. If it wouldn't be compact, then it wouldn't work even. So, or I would use an insane amount of instant repeaters. And okay, let's continue with the sequence. That was the main point that made this farm so fast. And also this piston will retract after 6 game ticks, and the block is sent back. So and also we power those pistons separately. There's a 2 game tick delay here, because if you need to power that block to power that piston, but if you would do that, then you butt power the second piston that gets retracted, again, exactly before it gets retracted, and then the second piston would extend the block again, but it has to be retracted. So that's why this piston here is powered separately. Yeah, you need to power everything separately just to make it as fast as possible. You can't make it really compact. Yeah, on that side, it's also that was the easy side basically, and yeah, we missed it. It's already done. There's also the trick with the instant double piston retraction that at the moment doesn't work in the 1.9 snapshot. Maybe let's plant another tree and I'll show you. I planted another tree, and this normal piston is extracting, and now comes the nice trick that works in 1.8. So you could retract a double piston extender at the same time, which is super useful. I also use it in a lot of other contraptions, and this at the moment doesn't work in the snapshots. I filed a bug report because Chap at one moment said that this is intended game behavior, and I really hope that it gets back in the game again. Because if that wouldn't work, you would have to wait 3 additional game ticks before you could retract the piston, and that just makes fast tree farms a lot slower. So let's hope that they will fix the behavior and this behavior is really intended. Okay, that's the whole sequence of the leaf crushing. In total it takes 14 game ticks. Of course, after the last piston retracted its block, we also have to wait another 3 game ticks before the piston in the back could push it again. So it's 14 game ticks in total plus 3, and you also have to wait 1 additional game tick before you can plant the sapling basically. And this side retracts the last block after 13 game ticks. So you could plant the next sapling after 14 game ticks, and it's all the whole trick. The sapling also has growth stages, and even if you haven't planted the full 2x2 saplings, this sapling here determines the growth of the whole 2x2 tree. So if this sapling gets to the stage 1 after 14 game ticks, then you could plant the next sapling after 18 game ticks, and the tree could grow after 18 game ticks. So in the best case scenario, when both the first 2 bone meal attempts are successful, a tree would grow after 18 game ticks. In this type of farm, unfortunately, you can't use more dispensers like I did in my universal tree farm, because you only have 4 blocks where you can build something that isn't a log or a dirt block. So you need one side you need for detection, then 2 blocks you need for the log pushing, and 1 is the dispensers. And you can't push the tree up like I did in my universal tree farm, because you would need to push up 29 blocks in total, which is not possible. So unfortunately you can only use a single dispenser. And this farm is so fast at the moment that the bone meal takes the most time in this farm. So on average, you need 4.5 bone meal attempts, which take in total 18 game ticks. So the bone meal is faster, bone mealing is slower than the harvesting, which is a little bit annoying, but I didn't find a way around. Maybe you could do indirect tree detection by detecting the leaves, or some other trick with the dispenser, but I guess that wouldn't even be faster. Then if you don't need the detection here, then you could add a second dispenser. Maybe somebody finds a way. Okay, that's I think all for the redstone. The further log transportation isn't too crazy. Also, this double piston extender also uses the instant double piston retraction. It's super useful, the behavior everywhere. Also, I use it here. So by powering the piston in the back at the depowering sequence, by depowering the piston in the back first before the piston in the front gets depowered, then both pistons retract. I really hope that gets back in 1.9. It's that breaks so much that why did they have to change the piston behavior? It doesn't make sense. Pistons are in no way better in 1.9. I really annoyed by this, but sorry about my rant. Okay. Okay, then also let's take a closer look at the wizard cage. Yeah, there's not much to it. I use ice here because the logs that would land on the ice will get pushed over by the logs that get pushed in, and then they just fall down. And at the bottom are picked up by hoppers. You can't use a water stream obviously in the nether, so that's really the easiest way to collect all the logs. And since you would yeah, produce the best case over 170,000 logs per hour, a single hopper couldn't keep up. So you need at least 20 hoppers to even keep up with this farm, and that's why every single hopper directs in the chest directly. So if the farm would run at full speed, you could fill up 20 chests at the same time. Yeah, that's really amazing. And obviously, I haven't mentioned it before, a normal player wouldn't get 170,000 logs per hour because this farm really yeah, causes the TPS to drop down under 20, even on strong computers. Maybe a really beefy server could keep up. I'm really not an expert on that. Okay, so yeah, 170,000 logs per hour. Then you need some bone meal, obviously. I made a little storage here. Also the chests at the bottom indicate if a chest is completely filled. Then here you can turn it on and off. This also turns on and off the damaging system, which is separate from the yeah, the log transport. And simple reason is that the theoretic system I use here only works if you damage the wizards constantly every second. So if you would time it together with the logs, then it could happen that they shoot out blue skulls and those diamond blocks get lost. That's why we just have a clock here which runs at 20 game ticks. So every 20 game ticks the wizard gets damaged, which is perfectly. So even if a tree would grow every 0.9 seconds, the wizards always could keep up. And yeah, also did some testing with this system here. From my experience, it's stable. The only time this could fail is when you turn on the system the first time. So yeah, sometimes they shoot their skulls. I think it's the black skulls even. No, it's a blue skulls that break the block. And if you do it in the if you turn this thing on in the wrong moment, then the blocks could break. So to be sure, you should check before planting saplings if all the blocks are still in place. I also got a comment today from somebody that used the system in the universal tree farm, and he said that he lost two of those blocks in total. I guess that happens when you turn on the farm the first time. And yeah, also did a lot of testing, and the blocks only got broken when turning it on the first time. Okay, I guess that's it. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I covered it all. I won't do a full tutorial on this because not too many people will build this because you still have the problems with the bedrock, and it's so complex. I really don't like making tutorials. Okay, what's else to say? I also did a test how much the rates are decreased by limiting the tree height to 24. So by limiting the tree height to 24, you get 79 logs per tree on average, and with the full 28 plus 1, you would get 81. So yeah, 2 logs difference per tree, that isn't much. And yeah, it would create a lot more lag to try to get rid of those highest logs. But we still have the leaf crushing system here, and we also don't limit the tree height, for example, with a solid block, just because the growth attempt would get aborted if you have a solid block in here, and then you need to bone meal it more often, which yeah, is slower. Okay, but now I think I've covered it all what I want to tell you about this farm. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day and goodbye.